Hi, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for joining me today. So happy Friday, everyone. I hope you're all doing well. In fact, it's actually probably Saturday by now. I think it's almost past midnight. So this is a message, well, for whomever receives it. Of course, as always. So what I was sensing, Divine Feminine, you may notice an influx of masculines approaching you at this time. I feel as though there's a collective, a mass, many masculines awakening at this time. Many masculines are having spiritual experiences. Many masculines are hearing messages from spirit at this time. And they are seeking the Divine Feminine's guidance. So you may feel, well, rather than feel, you may notice that masculines are approaching you to ask you questions, Divine Feminine, about spiritual things, senses, happenings, and the meanings behind it all. So many masculines are waking up to spirituality, to their spiritual side, to divine. Through connecting with you, Divine Feminine, they're learning about the connection to divine. So Divine Feminine, I feel as though your power, your light is very strong at this time. The masculines are able to find you easily. But remember, where there's light, there's moths. Moths. Be aware of the moths. Because around you, you may also have unhealed, toxic feminines. Casting their shadows. Because your light's so strong that it's easy for you to see the truth. It's rather amusing. Divine Feminine's light is strong at this time. There are some demons being irritated, it seems. I'm going to pull a card for you tonight, Divine Feminine. We're going to pull from the Divine Feminine Oracle. Allow them to show themselves. Allow them to show themselves, because your light is going to highlight absolutely everything. And yes, it will bring the truth to the table. Which deity, which energy, which Divine Feminine energy, goddess is within you, driving you, supporting you, guiding you at this time. Divine Feminine. Let's find out. What is your message this evening? What's the guidance for you moving forward? So your light is strong and you may attract some moths. It may irritate some demons. Never dim your light, Divine Feminine. So what is the message, please, for the collective this evening? Wow. Rita of Paskia. Okay. Thank you. And the bottom of the deck we have Khadija, the mother of believers. Top of the deck, Yemoa, the goddess of all that flows. Okay. So, this is our message this evening. Rita of Paskia, the patroness of impossible causes. I am miraculous. My prayers create powerful channels of possibility. Divine Feminine, you help guide masculines to all the channels of possibility. You guide them towards what is possible. The mother of believers, I am spiritually and financially abundant. I provide heaven and earth for myself. Your soul is rich with spiritual wisdom and belief. You are the mother of believers, Divine Feminine. I'm an ocean of creative energy. I give birth to what exists within me, allowing all to flow. Okay, this is our message this evening. So let's find it in the guidebook. So, Rita of Paskia, the patroness of impossible causes. I am miraculous. My prayers create powerful channels of possibility. Saint Rita of Paskia's life demonstrates the power of prayer to shift even what appears to be an impossible cause. She was born Margherita Lotti in 1381 in Italy to noble parents. She is associated with bees because as a child it is said that they swarmed her but never stung her. And bees are symbolic of Mary and of the diligent work that must be done to gather honey or the immortal sweetness of Christ's love. Although Rita wanted to enter a convent, she was forced to marry Paolo Mancini and had her first child at age 12. Her husband was a wealthy nobleman who had many enemies in Paskia. Rita endured abuse and infidelities, but through prayer and kindness she converted him to Catholicism. He then renounced the family feud known as La Vendetta. Even though Paolo had become a new man, a member of the feuding family murdered him for his previous acts. Rita's two sons wanted to avenge their father's death, but before they could, both died of dysentery. After the death of her husband and sons, Rita wanted to enter the monastery of St. Mary Magdalene in Cascia. She was even given the condition that her family had to reconcile with the family that had killed her husband before she could gain entrance. Rita prayed to her patron saints John the Baptist, Augustine of Hippo, and Nicholas of Tolentino to assist her in creating peace between the two rival families. The bubonic plague was ravaging Italy at that time and happened to take several members of both families. This was enough hardship that they agreed to relinquish the feud. Rita entered the St. Mary Magdalene Monastery at the age of 36. Catholic legend says that she was transported into the monastery by her 3 patron saints via levitation. And legend also relates that while she was meditating on Christ at age 60, a ray of light pierced her between the eyes. The stigmata remained there until her death of tuberculosis in the monastery in 1457. When your soul selects her card. Despite popular belief, Saint Rita isn't about suffering or martyrdom. Not in this context. Here, she is about the miracles that happen when we choose to be steadfast about something or someone. This does not mean remaining in a situation that is harmful to us. It means knowing that we can believe anything is possible and that everyone is ultimately forgivable. Because forgiveness isn't about someone else. It's about freeing ourselves. We might have to draw fierce boundaries and possibly never see this person again. But we can pray from any distance that a light larger than our own transforms them. That a love that's greater than what we alone can hold and have for them might offer them a new life. Saint Rita is asking us foremost to never give up on what we want for ourselves. And she's suggesting that the path to what we desire is in our belief that it is still possible. We might not know how or when things will align for us, but we can participate in a deep prayer, a bone trust, that at some point what we most desire will arrive. Soul voice meditation. What do I believe is possible for my life? Intention. I am miraculous. My prayers create powerful channels of possibility. And indeed, you do believe. You are the mother of believers. So who is Khadijah? Khadijah is the power we all possess to be aware of the spiritual realm and fully immersed in the material world. Khadijah bint Khuwaylid was a widow in Saudi Arabia in the 6th century. She became a wealthy merchant who was deeply respected and known as Al-Tahira, the Pure One, or Al-Kubra, the Great. It is said that with her wealth, she fed the poor, provided for her children from her 2 first marriages, and took care of her extended family. Khadijah had a dream shortly after hiring a young merchant named Mohammed to work for her. In the dream, the sun descended into her courtyard, fully illuminating her home. Her cousin told her that this meant that the prophet would soon grace her doorstep. She realized that her new employee, Muhammad, was the prophet, and so she asked him to marry her. They were married for 25 years. She is regarded as one of the most important female figures in Islam, followed by her daughter with the prophet Fatima. It is said that when Muhammad told Khadijah about his first revelation from the angel Gabriel in the cave of Hira, she was the first person to convert to Islam. Muhammad remarried after Khadijah's death, but he was never closer to a subsequent wife than he had been with her. She was his constant confidant and partner. When your soul selects her card, there's an ancient narrative and a destructive misunderstanding that if we are going to be spiritual, then we have to renounce the material world. The body, however, is the soul's chance to be here. So, a healthy relationship to the material world is crucial and integral to reaching our spiritual potential. Khadijah represents the power and importance of knowing we can provide for ourselves. This power gives us roots and confidence and allows us to create relationships from a place of interdependence rather than codependence. We can cultivate the capacity we have to create more and more freedom for ourselves. And we can make choices for our life based on truth, not just on survival. There's also a false idea about when true love will find us and how. Khadijah liberates us from fairy tales that we need to be saved or supported or provided for by our life partner. Khadijah provided for the prophet, and her older age and significant status in the community made her more attractive, not less. She was a middle-aged businesswoman and single mum. She was ripe with resources and ripened with opportunities to love. Absolutely. Your light shines. Living into our true power and purpose does not make us less eligible. Khadijah reminds us that there is no linear timetable that eliminates us from having the sun descend in our courtyard. She lets us remember that we are worthy of the abundance measured in gold and the abundance measured in the depth of our love. Soul voice meditation. Do I feel worthy of abundance? Intention. I am spiritually and financially abundant. I provide heaven and earth for myself. And that is you and your energy right now, Divine Feminine. Your message. So I do hope that you have enjoyed this evening's message. Thank you, everybody. Take care. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.